Hello, in this video, we will introduce object I/O. In Java, you can write an entire object to a file and read it back to the program using object input stream and object output stream. Object input stream is a subtype of the input stream. It implements the object input interface. This is sub-interface of data input. So there's a lot of things you have in the data input stream. It's the same as in the object input stream because they share the same data input stream. Plus, this object input stream implements object stream constants here. And this is the object input has this method to read the entire object. So this object output stream is a subtype of object output. This has a method to write object. Additionally, it is subtype of data input. So it has all things. You write all the kinds of data, write int, write double, write UTF, all this in the data output interface. So this is how you create object input stream, and I create object output stream. So let's write a test program for this. We're gonna write this code is, you have this is the file, object.data. So we're gonna have this as output. We're gonna output to this John, it's a string, it's a double 85.5, and this is an object to the file. And now we're gonna use this object input stream to read data back. So this is object input, and this is the object input. So we read the data back, and this is going to be a read in the same order. So this is the read. You write a UTF first, and then you read a UTF, read double, and read this object. So read this object. So what is this object? It's the, it returns object. So you need to cast the date, and then you have this data object. So you get the data, name, score, and date. So that is this right here. In order for the object to be written using the object output stream, you have to make sure this object is serializable by simply implementing the serializable interface. Not every object can be written to an output file. Objects that can be written are said to be serializable. A serializable object is an instance of the java.io.serializable interface. So the objects class must implement serializable. The serializable interface is a mock interface. It's a mock interface. It's an empty interface. It's simply to denote that an object is serializable. So this is a very unique interface in the Java API. So now you see the object has a lot of data fields, and data fields may be an object data field that contains other data too. So this is all the automatic process a system will do. This is serialize all this without any user code. You do it just one write object, you write the entire object with all the details saved in a file. So when you read it back, and so this is the process is called deserializing. When you send back to the file, it's called serialize. And read it back is deserializing, reconstruct the object. Many classes in the Java API implement the serializable interface all the wrapper classes for primitive data types, all of this. They are serializable, array list is serializable, date is serializable, string is serializable, string buffer is serializable, so all this are serializable. So if we have an object, it contains some non-serializable data fields. So what happens? So let's look at the situation here. This is, we have this class C, implements, this is serializable. So now this is the V1, data field V1, and this is static is V2. So you only serialize the instant data field. Now, see here, you have V3. So V3 is, this is not a serializable. So you still can make it C serializable by marking this A is transit. So this will be fine. And transit, this is not stored in the file. So there's something is about the objects, some data fields, they don't have a stable state. So there's no meaning to restore it back. So that's why you can put it as transit. So let's look at this note here regarding duplicate objects. If an object is written to an object stream more than once, same object, will it be stored in multiple copies? No, it will not. When an object is written for the first time, a serial number is created for it. The Java virtual machine writes the complete content of the object along with the serial number into the object stream. After the first time, only the serial number is stored if the same object is written again. When the objects are read back, their references are the same since only one object is actually created in the memory. So let's look at this, how you serialize array. This is the array here, and this is another array. You can now create this object output stream. So we're gonna write data to this array.data. So here you can now have this, write this output dot write object and write this numbers. So this is okay. And now after you finish this, the output stream is closed and now you can open it. So when you open it, so you have to do a casting, you read and then cast it. So this is casting back, casting it. That is all for this video on object I/O. See you on the next video.